What's up guys, it's Cobalt here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all the customs currently up for sale in my eBay shop. I do have an Etsy now where I'm doing commissions, but my eBay still exists, and that's where I'm selling all my pre-made stuff. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. So of course, to start off, I'm going to be quickly going over all of the customs from previous videos that I have not sold yet. First off, we have Haru from Beastars. She is a head swap and her dress is sculpted. Then we have this Jack-o'-lantern Cocker Spaniel. And here we have this horse inspired by the Greek god Hades. I hand sculpted his horns, robe, eyebrows, and beard. Next we have this toxic waste dog. All the green parts glow in the dark, and the dripping from the eyes is made of hot glue. Then we have this little zombie mouse. I sculpted all of the details on it, and it is made from a McDonald's pet. And finally, we have this monochromatic green pig. I sculpted its earring, its eyebrows, and its tusks. And now it's time for the new customs, of course, starting with this custom of Vani from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I recently did a customizing time-lapse of her, and I keep saying that she's going to be for sale very soon, and now finally she is actually for sale. So she is made from a Generation 4 LPS bunny. The head is glued on. This is one of the LPS where their heads just come off, but hopefully her head does not come off because I glued it. She has no sculpted parts, but she does have this bow tie, which I glued onto her as well. And other than that, she's just painted. And if you want to see how I painted her, you can go click the little cards up here and go watch the time-lapse video. Next up, we have this collie. I recently got a bunch of collie bases, and this is a ear up, paw up collie. Obviously, this is not a real LPS base because there are no ear up collies in real life. But this one is a really cool swap because it has the ear up and the paw up. So it's just kind of a simple design. I really like this light blue color that I had, so I just wanted to make a design based off of it. And of course, I love using brown in design, so it's a blue and brown collie. I also really like this new teal color that I got, and then I gave it pink eyes, and I just wanted to make sort of a interesting yet still simple design. And I like the way that I painted the fur markings on all of the legs as well, and I hope that you guys like this one too. Next up are these two customs, which I will be showing you together because they are technically failed experiments, but you know, ultimately I still think they turned out pretty cool, but I'm going to talk about why they are failed experiments right now. So the first one is this LPS Dragon, which, you know, first glance looks pretty cool. You can't really tell what base figure it's made of. It is made from a seahorse, and then the rest is sculpted, and the tail is from a LPS whale. So as you can see, its head is concaved, which LPS seahorses have a rounded head. Basically, for both of these customs, I decided to experiment with Sculpey clay, which I've done before, and you just put it on, and that's oven baked clay, so you have to put it in the oven. But I completely forgot that I put them in my toaster oven, so they melted. So that's why the bottoms look a bit whack. Now that they're fully painted and sealed, they don't look as bad, but you can definitely tell that the bottoms got melted. So the LPS seahorse's head became concaved from the heat, which actually I really like because I feel like it gives it more of a dragon-shaped head, which I think is really cool. But you know, other than that, like, I feel like this one fared pretty well. A couple of things broke off that I had to glue back on, but now that he's fully painted and finished, I think that it turned out pretty good, but it's definitely not my best sculpting job because the sculpting got kind of ruined, but it's okay. So he has some scale texturing on him, so he has it on his head and right here that you can see. That part didn't turn out as good as it was supposed to because, again, it melted. So I sculpted that, and then obviously I sculpted his horns. His horns still look pretty cool, and actually in the melting process, it got some air bubbles in the horns, which I actually like because it gives it some more texture. And of course, the horns are shiny, and so are the eyes. I also sculpted these sort of, you know, eyebrow parts on top of the eyes to give it a different shape, and I sculpted his snout, obviously, which I feel like it turned out pretty good, but it did kind of sag a little bit. And then I sculpted all of his little feet, and I sculpted the spikes on the back, which I think blend pretty well to the spikes that the actual seahorse has, and has some neon orange coloring on it along with the eyes. And even though I am considering this a failed custom, I still think that it turned out pretty good, and I hope that you guys like it. So on to the second failed custom. This is a griffin. It is an owl head and a Dalmatian body and a chinchilla tail. So this one, I feel like this one I actually really like the way that it turned out, but once you flip it over, it's a little more obvious that it melted because its feet became giant. So I'm sorry, but I kind of fixed the front feet by adding these little paws, which these are the only things on here sculpted with epoxy sculpt. Everything else is with Sculpey clay as well as the dragon. I didn't really add that on the back feet, but I still feel like they turned out pretty good. Basically, I sculpted on both of its wings, which the sculpting is no longer as smooth as it once was because they melted and fell off, but it has wings on both sides. It's got feathers on its legs, front and back legs. It has these feathers on its chest. It has these feathers right here above the beak, these feathers on its head, these feathers on the side. You can kind of tell which ones I sculpted. This was an owl with a bow on it, so I had to cut that off, and that's why it has these feathers here. But I think they look really cool. I really like the way this one's eyes turned out as well. I think it's cool. I would love to do another Griffin custom in the future, but you know, not a failed experiment custom. But again, even though I'm considering these failed, I think they both turned out really, really good. And with the Griffin, I have some new copper paint, which I'm low-key obsessed with, so I use that a lot. And it also has some gold paint on it as well, so it's got a lot of shiny details. Speaking of copper paint, here is the final custom. So originally in this video, I was also going to have my Glamrock Freddy custom for sale, but he's actually already been sold to a friend of mine, so instead I decided to make a Glamrock Freddy inspired collie custom. So here's a quick little comparison to my actual Glamrock Freddy custom. Again, this one is not going to be for sale anymore, but you can kind of see how they are similar. Basically, this one has no sculpted parts. I just really like Freddy's design, so I kind of wanted to recreate it into a collie design. He also has little blue paw pads, which I think are really cute. So he is once again made from this copper metallic paint. If you want to see my reasoning behind why I decided to make my Freddy customs metallic, you can go watch the time lapse for this guy if you want to find out. And then he has all of the details that Freddy has without the sculpted parts. So he's got the red on the back legs, he's got the lightning bolts, and also I decided to add these two little stars on his ears, which obviously Freddy does not have, but I think, you know, there was a lot of blank space on this collie's ears, so I decided to add them. So it has one that's blue and one that's red to complement the rest of his colors, and of course he has stars in his eyes as well. And the inspiration for all of the stars was because when Freddy says "way to go superstar," obviously had to do it. Just a cute little reference type of thing. But other than that, he's pretty simple, and this is my first time selling a metallic custom, I think. So if you guys want to see more metallic stuff, that'd be pretty cool. I do have gold and silver paint, but this copper paint is like super opaque and nice to work with, so that's why I just like it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this one, and I hope you guys think that he's really cute, because so do I. Alright, you guys, so those are all the customs currently up for sale in my eBay shop. This is the last one of these videos that I'm filming before I go back to college, so all of these customs are going to be shipped from California instead of the state that I normally live in. But yeah, I hope you guys like all of these. Once again, there was always a link to my eBay in the description, and I still have 3 commission slots open on my Etsy, I believe, so if you're interested in that, go check them out, also linked in the description. Commissions will be closed after those fill up until the summer. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!